What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 12 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Mannfred von Carstein Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we acquired another Book of Nagash by defeating one of the book guarding armies with our allied forces, actually getting some use of our allies, which is quite nice. The mod giving additional allegiance, giving the allegiance the ability to build over 100 is really helpful in that regard, so that you don't have to be limited by 100 even if you're not using it at the time, which I'm fairly fond of. Might actually give me an excuse to use an allied army on occasion. Still rare occasions, mind you. But anyway, the end of the last episode, we ended up with Kugath being attacked by Helman Gorst and Savet here. Close defeat and casualties high is what it's saying, and he's got a pretty darn elite army. Plus, of course, Kugath himself, always a big issue in terms of bringing him down. He's got some Plague Ogres, he's got 2 Soul Grinders between them and Kugath himself, and the Thunder Guff. That's going to be a lot of range and melee damage alike. Let's see if the zombies can survive it, shall we? Should be pretty darn fun. Go.
Now, go, my minions, onwards!
Alright, a man of few words is Helman Gorst, apparently, and that's alright. Aren't his brothers supposed to be pulling the corpse cart? And if they are, why do they look like the same exact... they look exactly the same as all other zombies do, but anyway, we've got a lot, as usual, zombies to our names, and we'll be facing off against Kugath and all of those soul grinders of his as well, so massive bombardments into the center blob. We'll see how effective that is and how many of our zombies he can bring down before, ideally, he gets overwhelmed. Once again, the balance of power is in the enemy's favor, but the auto-resolve doesn't understand how powerful zombies can be when buffed. So, I guess we're about to find out. The bombardment begins. We cross the water, we move towards the enemy, and we will be fighting in this absolutely fantastic Cathian map. I've always said the Cathian maps are absolutely incredible, and the Warpstone Desert in particular looks absolutely magnificent, doesn't it? This whole place looks pretty awesome, and frankly, the Nurglite corruption actually works really well with it as well. It almost feels like the skies themselves have been screwed up by all that warpstone. Anyway, we continue to advance the massive horde. Unfortunately, it is incredibly slow at 23 move speed and no easy way to speed it up. I suppose we could try to hunt down Tretch Craventail to get a little bit of extra move speed for the entire army, but it probably won't make enough of a difference anyway, so... Not really all that worth our time. Anyway, target-rich environment, let's say, for the enemy artillery. And they'll be racking up a huge kill count. We still have, I don't know, that was barely halfway to the enemy. Still have a long way to go. Does look like they want to hit Gorst a few times. They'll do a little bit of damage to him, I'm sure, but he can heal through it just fine. Frankly, they're probably better off trying to focus down single zombie units and damaging them. On the other hand, though, I suppose if they do manage to do sufficient damage to Gorst, they might actually be able to get him to get to his healing cap and force him to back away from the general sort of fight later on. Anyway, we've crossed the halfway point and we're getting closer to the enemy. We've obviously taken some damage, but we've also dropped a couple of heals and are more or less just fine. Gonna heal up this heavily damaged zombie unit. And Gorst has popped a Liber Noctis in order to get his power recharge and reserves back up and running, though obviously the cooldown reduction here is wasted, as we're not really casting anything of significance. Zombies still popping off due to the artillery bombardment, but by the looks of it, it won't last for too much longer, as we've nearly gotten to the enemy. And come on, nearly there. And of course we do have our second army. This one is waiting a little bit just because the Graveguard are here as well, and we don't want the bombardment hitting the Graveguard. These zombies are disposable and they have a ton of healing cap as well. when we're not expecting them to dish out crazy amounts of damage. That's what the Grave Guard are for, so we'll keep them out of range of the enemy artillery while we advance. Anyway, here we go. The zombies have arrived at last. The enemy will countercharge us with Plague Bearers and with Plague Drones alike, which are also Plague Bearers riding Rot Flies. I should have just said Plague Bearers, but anyway. And that's a lot of flies. What does the buzz effect do in SFO? Leadership -5. Oh, that's interesting. The minus speed. Make the zombies even slower, but I suppose we don't really care. Anyway, the zombies are here, and ooh, it looks like they'll take a nice volley or two from the Exalted Plague Bearers, but frankly, it's probably a waste. Usually those volleys can be pretty devastating against a single entity, like if you're not careful, one of your monsters, like a Vargulf, or even your Lord, might get obliterated by them, but against the numerous zombies, it's really just not going to do much. Unfortunately, these numbers are not yet enough to deal with the enemy's Soul Grinders, or Soul Grinders, or Kugats, so they're going to continue firing. But that's alright. The rest of our armies are moving in. Looks like there's an isolated unit of Plague Toads down here as well, so we'll give our Black Knights, as well as our Doggos, a little something to do. Once again, this map looks great. I love the lighting, I love all the environment everywhere. It's fantastic. Anyway, we've caught some Plague Toads with our Lancers here, and more are moving in from every direction. Doggo's getting ready to move on in, and while the Plague Toads aren't really damaged yet, they surely will be when they get hit from every side. There we go, and every isolated unit destroyed in this manner, it'll make the battle and go more in our favor. The balance of power, of course, remains in the enemy's favor, but Gorst's army and zombie armies in general tend to be slow burns. Tire the enemy out first and then outlast them. Not about doing alpha strike damage like a lot of other armies are. Although generally, until you get a lot of elites going, most Vampire Counts armies are not going to be all about the Alpha Strike anyway. Alright, and how are we doing here? We are very much embroiled in combat. That obviously hasn't changed, but the second army, basically untouched in terms of its Grave Guard, is nearly in. I perhaps should have moved the other zombies in front of the Grave Guard, but I suppose this way at least they'll be able to join the fray a little bit faster. Plague Toad has a decent amount of mass and moves through the Halberdiers, who join the fray against the piles of Plague Bearers here. And at least that'll make it a little bit easier to see what's going on. Oh wow, that's a big boy. Coming right at the screen. He's coming right at us. What was I saying? I don't know, that distracted me. Alright, we can actually see what's going on here. It's not just a giant pile of zombies and a few bigger units flitting around. Alright, Graveguard versus Exalted Plague Bearers. We do have to be a little bit careful with the Graveguard here, because while we can heal them from all the way over on the right flank, our supporting units are all over on the right flank as well, meaning the infantry on the left flank do not have any kind of support. Vargulfs are trying to damage the Bilious Thunderguff, try to get rid of the Violent Wind, and I assume you have a trample ability as well, yes, to prevent it from dishing out AoE damage to us. But it'll take a while because this thing is healing and it's got a ton of HP as well. Kugat's artillery has grown fairly annoying, so we're going to sacrifice our bats, just send them at him and allow them to stay there for as long as possible. Every second he's busy dealing with the bats is a second that he's not attacking anybody else. And as we've seen already, he can certainly dish out the hurt. He's got 141 kills and 56,000 damage. Otherwise, it looks like we caught another unit of Plague Toads and then moved into fighting the Plague Ogres, or hunting down the Plague Ogres with our Black Knights. And you gotta admit, Black Knights may be basic units, and I guess Graveguard as well, but they still look fantastic. Maybe it's my bias talking, but I've always loved the way they look with all that balefire on their steeds and stuff as well. Anyway, looks like the Plague Ogres has failed, and that's a big portion of the enemy strength. We'll chase them down with our doggos while our Black Knights join the fray elsewhere. Gonna get a nice charge into the little Nurglings out here, and then try to focus down the Soul Grinder, which is currently being distracted by Crypt Ghouls in the same manner that Kugath is being distracted by the Fellbats, and just so that these guys don't fire anymore into the big old blob. Bounce of power is at about, well, it's shifted in our favor now. Let's say 65% in our favor, going on 70. Vargulfs have moved together, and I keep trying to tell them to attack the Bilious Thunderguff over and over again, but unfortunately they do get surrounded by Plague Bearers and then constantly just peel away to fight them. But that's alright. Nice to see that the battle is going in our favor either way. And once again, a prolonged sort of contest against a Graveguard and against zombies here. I didn't time when it started though, so I don't know exactly how long we've been in a direct fight like this. Obviously it's not been 12 minutes, probably like 8 minutes or something like that. But it is also nice to see that the different army compositions are giving various different sort of speeds or lengths of fight as well. Obviously, the high Alpha Strike armies will melt enemy armies away quickly, and the battles will tend to be short as opposed to these battles, which tend to be long. And then our other new army compositions will probably add a few other lengths and battle types as well. I really am excited to see the Sylvanian Crossbow and the Border Mercenary army in action. And we just got to get more Black Coaches and Mortis Engines for Bathilda to do her thing. Anyway. A lovely little battlefield we got here. Could use a few more supporting units, I think, in these armies. Obviously, we don't have any additional Necros, which should be in here, both to raise dead and provide their supporting buffs. But that'll come with time. Frankly, we've essentially been recruiting a Necromancer every single turn for, I don't know, almost as long as I can remember to this point. Granted, a lot of them have become tech thieves, but it's quite worth it. And just out of curiosity, Gorsty, what are we at here? 54 kills and 40,000 damage, not too bad. Certainly not to the level of Kugath here, but, well, you don't have an artillery thing, and you weren't able to attack the enemy from a super high distance. Plus, Gorst isn't quite leveled yet, so he doesn't have access to a lot of the spells that he will later. Alrighty, and I believe while I was yammering away, the Bilious Thunderguff was probably brought down by the Vargulf somewhere. One of the Vargulfs has peeled away and is now going after the Soul Grinder, and very effectively, I might add, as said Soul Grinder is down to about half HP, and the Vargulf is looking just fine. Said Soul Grinder is probably also not having the greatest time against all of the halberds that we've brought to bear. Man, and the Graveguard with halberds feel like such a natural part of the faction. It just, I don't know how it would feel to not have them again. You know, it's just strange that it took so long for them to be added. Plus, because of the heavier armor that we're able to give them, well, okay, when they're not debilitated and stuff, with the 90 armor, they are a little bit less fragile than something like Imperial Halberdiers. Which is great. Well, plus, of course, the healing and the various supports. Really got to get some of those Cathan war drums as well. If we can manage to do so, I think it'll be a very nice addition to various armies. And might even include the zombies. We'll see. Well, there's a bunch of places I'd like to put one in. You gotta love Kugath's animations as well when he kicks out like that, sending zombies flying in every direction, but ultimately they're just zombies. And as odd as it may seem, he will run out of vomit long before we run out of zombies. By the looks of it, very shortly, I might add, as the balance power shifts to about 90% in our favor. It looks like most of the enemy units are in the middle of a rout, or at the very least are beginning to melt away. Soul Grinder has been defeated by the Vargulf that was focusing it down. Was it the specific Vargulf here? Let's see. 29, 30,000 damage. Pretty solid. Alrighty, and then there was one. Just Kugath remains on the field, and all of the Vargulfs can focus him down, together with all of the zombies, though I suppose, considering his bulk, a decent amount of the zombies were already focusing him. Here come the Bat Hulks, probably not the best place to be. Still, it'll probably take a fairly long while to bring Kugath down. 24,000 HP. But he is in banishment now, so he is taking massive amounts of HP damage. Probably the banishment is doing more damage to him than we are. What's his melee defense, out of curiosity? 25, down to 20, lots of debuffs from the demonic instability, and the Headhunter and Enfeeble defense rather, as well. But by the looks of it, it's pretty darn high, generally speaking. 55, not bad. And there we go. I do wish that that the game would show us the defeat or the final animation, but oh well, we're likely to see Kugath again at least one more time before his faction is destroyed, because we have a fairly long way to travel to destroy him for good. Alright, there we go. Took a heck of a lot of effort to deal with Kugath himself, but at the end of the day, it looks like we managed to carry it at the loss of a single unit of Fellbats, which were used to primarily distract the big old blob himself. 99,000 damage, 959, nearly 100,000 damage on Kugath from that sustained bombardment, and between him and and nearly 100,000 damage on the Soul Grinder as well, and 50k on the other one. 250,000 damage between those three units alone, lobbing their shots endlessly into our ranks of zombies. But we healed most of them up, and at the end of the day, it was Kugath who went down. Now, still 54k on the Bilious Thundergiff as well. Yeah, big old numbers against our zombies, hardly surprising. Return captives for that cash, would you? And he's gonna back up towards these guys. And we get the growth. Oh, right. His defeat trait is terrible, but I doubt that. I really doubt that Helman Gorst will ever reach a significant amount of defeat traits anyway, in the sense that he hasn't been around since the start of the campaign, and thus will probably be able to. Or we won't be able to reach the max. Damn, and both Soul Grinders survived despite melting away, and Kugath survived, while our bats died. Of course they did. Demons Reforged and getting a lot better luck, well, the AI is getting a lot better luck than we are on the Dead Rise. Though that's hardly surprising. I've always felt that the AI was secretly had buffs in terms of the, in terms of how much they got of that. Anyway, there's a lot of good stuff available to us. I'm gonna say. We could get Awakened from the Grave, but with armies maxed out, we can't really summon anything anyway, so it's not a huge deal. The Unloving Host we do have to go through. The Curse of Undeath, considering we're always casting. The Diabolical Presence increases 35% the range of the buffs that Gorsty gives, which is also quite nice. I'm going to say Diabolical Presence first. We'll get Awakened from the Grave and Curse of Undeath next, and then thereafter go through the Unloving Host to buff up those units, and I guess also the Thrall Master. 5%, an extra 5% chance, maybe those bats would have survived, though I doubt it. Anyway, you, Saved, you will max out the Unloving Host. You're rank 9 now. Decent likelihood we'll keep you around as another zombie army. I mean, it's not like Gorst only having one stack of zombies feels right. He should have another one, so why not? You can also have, let's see, Grave Ward, Dark Pact. I'm gonna say casting stuff. Let's get your Raised Dead at the very least, and then go into Curse of Undeath afterwards. You, sir. Training not super valuable to the zombies, but still, there's Vargulfs and stuff to train up before we send them to other armies. Though they have been critical in the victories this army or these armies have had so far, so we'll have to pay attention to that. Anyway, Recruiter. You were sitting around here waiting to see whether we could get some other good stuff, which and there's definitely potential for. Other Recruiter, okay, you're stuck here until we recruit another army of peasant zombies for the Red Duke to tote around. We do now have the vassals of the Pirates of Sartosa, and just out of curiosity, these guys used to not like the Pirates of Sartosa, but they seem to be okay with them now. What about the, oh no, it is the Dreadfleet and stuff. How do they feel about each other? Still kind of meh, but not super angry about it all. I can't even see what the, okay, what's the relationship with, yeah, it's going down. They don't like the treaties with the Awakened, the Drowned, and the Pirates of Sartosa. Yeah, Noctilus just hates you when you have friends. It doesn't really matter who, it seems like he despises everybody. It's kind of interesting. But oh well, let's hope we can keep him around without him hating us too much. Maybe there will be other buffs that we can get for him to remain friends. I believe that's good. We got two things to do. Building, since we now have a decent bit of cash. And I wanted to raise a couple of the black coaches here. Although, I suppose since we can't move for a couple turns anyway, there isn't any need. Because we got to transfer the black coaches together with the range units, and once we have 8 and 8 range units, we can take them out of Bathilda's army and then put them elsewhere. But for now, it'll serve its purpose. Anyway, let's do building, shall we? Oh, and select tech. Speaking of tech, we... Warblade kisses? Speaking of tech, we got one turn to basically get anything we want because of the surplus this turn, which is great. Endless Thralls might be nice. You know what? Let's go to Endless Thralls. Get that Raised Dead cost reduction maximized. It's a pretty significant buff, and let's face it, we aren't generating enough money at this time to not need it. We also want to upgrade the Graveguard, and speaking of the Graveguard, I mean, I named a couple of things last episodes, but let's name a couple more, shall we? Okay, first of all, before I forget, you, Tomb Scorpion, I really wanted to name you Crypt Scorpion. I'm gonna do that still. Crypt Scorpion, there you go. Alright, then, though the Vargulfs will probably not stay in this army, let's do this. Vargulf 1, Mittens, Vargulf 2, Fluffy, there we go, and the other two. Before they're transferred, you can be Snuggles, and you can be Manny's Petty. Alright. You know what, let's name some of the Graveguard in the Red Duke's army. He will at least keep some. I don't know how many, but, well, we should probably name at least some. Let's name, I don't know, maybe 4 and 4. I have a billion Graveguard names. The Unburied. Probably could have done this between the episodes as well, but too late now. Forsaken Company. First Royal Undead. Regiment wouldn't fit, but that's pretty clear. What else do we have here? Grave Mistakes. And let's skip the 5th one, because there's a decent likelihood that we won't keep it. Barrow Buddies. The Bone Zone. And... wait, did I not name one of you? Grave Mistakes, Barrow Buddies, Bone Zone. Oh, we still got 2 more. Okay. Let's go Sans Syndicate. And the last one here, White Privilege. Pretty good. Alright, and good enough for now. Let's not waste any more time. We got buildings to build aplenty after all, and I'm sure there's a few critical ones, so let's start with those. What's important here that we can afford? Lamia, you... I mean, you do want a Balefire Brazier. We could also build another Spirit Well, or we could save the space for all of these things. I mean, we'd want the Vampire Crypts in the Forbidden Library anyway. Hey, you know what? Let's build a Balefire Brazier because we'll still need the additional money that it generates or helps generate. What do we have here? Temple of Skulls, Serpent Coast. So many upgrades available, just not enough money to do it all. Golden Tower, Teotihuacan is fine, Karakazgal is fine. I mean, none of those are fine, it's just that we gotta save money for stuff. Quixotel, you can have the Gibbet. We need more gibbets to generate more cash. Sudenburg, let's go for Murky Harbor, and ports as well, and the gibbet as well. Too bad we don't have land ships. Anyway, statues of the gods, yeah, we can upgrade it to tier 2. We still have a little bit of cash remaining, another gibbet and another... Well, let's upgrade the salt here. Haunted Forest. You will need to be upgraded to the next tier. Gotta pay attention to your public order. Since we're constantly confederating now, we need to be careful with all of that. Do we need the mausoleum here? I don't think so. Let's delete the Sinister Cops and the Mausoleum. Let's just hope that these guys don't instantly attack us. Southern Badlands, Stormhenge will ignore. Caracate Peaks. Yes to the Cursed Fields and yes to the upgrade of the main settlement. Fort Berg-Bray, completely useless. The forts are completely useless. And I believe even an SFO, we don't really... Oh, wait, actually, we could at least get Repress Mortals. Oh, diplomatic relations with Emperor. Oh, that's interesting. Because... Even if we were to vassalize a bunch of them, we'd still have -5 relations with Empire per settlement, essentially, because we generally use that one to maintain control rather than build control buildings. Anyway, Flayed Rock has a great landmark, so we'll get that up and running. But delete the Binding Circle here, because I don't think it's necessary. Dringo Correz will upgrade you, and Marshes of Madness looks good to me. Any one of these can start collecting money yet? No, doesn't look like it. Public order is still horrendous. We can get rid of the Baron Montfort, though. Alright, now we're good. We still have 12k, but we could just skip it to next turn. No need to do any rights and assign skill points, building upgrades, garrison lords, outposts, and that sounds like an end turn to me. Yeah, one more turn of these. I just want to double check real quick. Okay, not you. I want to double check real quick. Now we're good. And you have moved this turn, right? Yeah, still waiting on your Necro, which I don't believe we have. Need at least one Necro in here, ideally a Vampire, but you can pick up a few islands, maybe. You're going to start fighting the Skaven rather shortly. In fact, we'll probably sail him up there as soon as he has his heroes, so get ready to go. Anyway, end turn. And ideally a Mortis engine, but, you know, we need capacities for those. And not just a single building. Clan Moors wants peace, no doubt, but that's obviously not going to happen. And every turn that we get now will get us closer to getting Heinrich Kemmler on the field, and possibly another attempt to underway interception. It's honestly too weak of a force to bother with. Closer to another chance to get Vladi confederated, and then truly start the war against the Empire. And another underway intercept. That's funny. Another underway interception with one of our little allied forces. Cute. And take the money as well. Lovely. And that little faction is destroyed. Oh no. Draining wins the worst one. Wins of magic power reserve -5 per turn. Growth -20 for all provinces. The rewards are probably not going to be worth it, but might as well. Ally mission successful all over the place, and that means we probably... My Departed Nightmare, Gustav Gorovich, sure. Look at all those Skaven running around. Elgar, who are you fighting right now? I don't know. Amateur discovered, faction destroyed, constructor, some guy... Ready for duty, Necrarch bloodline? Oh, we got a free Necrarch from... and a free von Carstein... No, wait, we got the von Carstein ourselves. So one free Necrarch. Alright, I'll take it. I'll take it. And Endless Thralls as well. Profit. Mission issued, kill 10,000. We get character experience plus 100%, experience gain 100% for units, and income for post-battle loot for 25 turns. Did they increase it from 25 to 10 turns? Well, it's a decent amount of experience. Better than it was. That's from the Whispers reward thing. Anyway. Yo. Until we declare war on the Skaven, you can sort of sit around here. Necros, Morbid Curiosity, that's another tech thief. Where do we want to steal tech? Here, annoy the Empire and annoy Chaos as well. Sure. And now you guys started rank 20. Getting better. Alright, these guys are unlikely to be failing all that much. And you know, once we're done all of the techs, we won't need the tech thieves to do that tech thieving anymore, so that'll be great as well. Just, well, eventually. Anyway, frankly, boost income is kind of a waste, but whatever. Quell onslaught calming. Let's do Quell just to annoy enemies more. Alright, and ooh, let's give you a name. We did Death Adder last time, so do Life Subtractor. No Gearhoff for you, though. Alright, next, Manny. You are ready to sail out with a random skeleton leaving your army. He will join a different army, and we'll put Jelly into this army as well. Yes, replenish troops. And then Statutory Lich Sense. I would like you, I guess, to go to Zlatland. Funnily enough, these guys don't hate us. But the aversion is still -50, and the problem is even if we become friends with them, all of our vassals will hate us for having aversion with them. It's a whole thing. I do wish that vassals would... I don't know. There needs to be some kind of rework on the way that it all functions, because them all hating you and hating you... You know what? The vassals should be able to hate each other without hating you. You know what I mean? Without hating you for having one of them as a vassal. I think they need to redo that. But anyway, Manny, you got your vampire now to provide support, and I don't like that these guys aren't in order, but anyway. Sail out. I see Teclis already. And we'll see whether we attack Teclis or Kairos first. Random skeleton, you will join... I don't know, probably not Frederick's army, but there's a bunch of armies that'll need a nice leveled White King. The Inevitable Death. Are there heroes to be found here? You have one hero? Yeah, it's King Chief. Alright, go give it a try. And Frederick von Carlsbruck. Now, you are supposed to transfer away your Scarlet Knights. Which you're going to do so right now. And we'll put the White King in this army. He'll join the Blood Dragons. And the Blood Dragon army will get up on the field relatively soon. We'll probably tote the units up there. Like so. Alright, you're going to be without any cav of that nature now, so be careful, buddy. And go back into Quaixotel for a moment, and I guess we'll either raise something or get another hero or something, and it doesn't really matter. Possibly put a vampire in here, but at the same time, we also want other stuff, so... Maybe I shouldn't have got rid of that unholy lodestone after all, but not a big deal. Anyway, Manny's moved. Kadan von Senkenhoff. Is the plague finally gone? And just as it goes, the rats are gone, too. Huh, go figure. I wonder if they're ambushing or something. A body snatcher, steel tech, please. And a success. You, sir, are going to attack Morgheim. I wonder if this is auto-resolvable. We're mostly zombies here. It's still auto-resolvable, though. Nice. Hopefully we don't immediately get attacked. That's fine. Even if we do, that army wasn't strong enough to deal with us. Occupy. And Morgheim will give us that very lovely Tier 3 Lost Necropolis of Morcaine. Storm and Necromancy, fine. I was about to say good, but we don't really care. Repress Mortals here and upgrade Morgheim immediately. Lovely. Well done, Kadan. What about the rest of you guys? Assassin, try Feskit, please. Come on, assassins, come on, we need those blood kisses. Alright, let's deal with this stuff while we're here. There we go, probably some successes and some failures, and you. You need to get to the next hero. It looks like there's one by Skulk, so let's go this way. You can't, you're exhausted anyway. Although that kind of feels like it doesn't make sense for Banshees, but... all good. Wilmar, you're going to go into... wait, now you're going to go into Necromantic Ritual stance, and you're going to move this way towards the Desolation of Nagash. Death Adder, you are going to Steel Tech from Spikepeak. And Wilhelm, I'm going to... Black Iron Mine is usually owned by Rictus, meaning this is probably Moore's. Not 100%, but who knows. No, it's Rictus, damn. I'd love to declare war on them, but they still have that darn agreement with us. Probably if I had cancelled it 10 turns ago, we could have dealt with it. But on the other hand, we just need to confederate Vlad, and then we can be as unreliable as we feel like. So, that won't matter. Wait, how many territories does Morse have? I don't see any right now, but doesn't mean they don't have one. Skaven, let's take a quick look at them here. They have 2. So we know that one is here, a Desolation. There's nothing at Nagashazar because that's Clan Carrion, so it must be either Sumpit or Black Iron Mine. As to which one it is, I guess we'll have to guess. You then, Bathilda. I'm gonna pop you into Necromantic Ritual, send you here, and then we'll check out Sumpit. Knights of Calidor might try to take it from us. Frankly, if they take it from us, we could do a little bit of elf action and attack them. Try to get the defeat rate of Trutch would be lovely as well. As in SFO, he has tons of speed. He gives speed to the entire army is what I was getting at. Anyway, Gustav Grigorovich. Oh no, Luther Harkin is here. No, 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 no. I should have chased that army around. I'm gonna be really annoyed if he takes this, but I guess we can swap some of the settlements around, hopefully. Alright, you are going to go to Talaqua. We're gonna ignore Gorbird's Iron Jaw. We'll try to hit Deadhead Monoliths. Maybe Luther won't be able to land an attack in the same turn. Who knows? And let's just hope he can't. And Tech Thieves, continue doing what you're doing. Alright, who's next? Recruiters we will ignore for now, minus the important one, which is you. I guess you're still recruiting, as you do. Red Duke. Take care of Xiflin, I guess, since we declared war on these guys. We are technically at war with Paravon as well, so it would be a quick attack of it. That said, there are Wood Elves nearby, and that could be concerning, and the Fey Enchantress could attack us next turn. Which means we probably can't auto-resolve it. You know what we'll do? We'll auto-resolve this. Mannfred might get destroyed by these guys, but I don't care all that much. Because we could take it back immediately. Now, the good thing about this is if these guys push on towards Paravon or Mannfred, then Red Duke can attack them outside of his settlement. Which would be swovely. You need to get those Blood Knights to the Red Duke. Also gotta pay attention to Kuran, as it's a decent likelihood they'll be attacking us rather shortly as well. Cadaver Haver, steal some cadavers, Tech Romancer, romance some tech. And we... oh, somebody failed, but all good. Alright, who's up next? Transfusion Agent. Might as well just continue moving these guys around for a bit. I love the fact that they start off leveled enough that we don't have to worry about their levels anymore, really. Except the ones that just reached level 10, because they still get to max out their steel tech. And wound, I guess. I think there was at least one more. I should also probably take their Black Cat ancillaries. We'll do that later. Yeah, the rest of them are fine. Alright, you two. How many more turns until we can redeclare war on you? 5 turns. Okay, so fair bit. So these guys aren't going to be too useful in that. We are still at war with Itza, and they still don't want to peace out, or if they do, it's kind of Well, let's start moving this way then. Send you, well, keep you both moving this way. And they're both heavily damaged enough now to probably get destroyed. Oh yeah, they can't fight 2 armies. I'll have to figure something out. And oh wow, these guys are very much alive. They really don't like us though for the treaties with the Awakened, unfortunately, as it would have been nice to have access to tomb barks, but it looks like because of the fact that everybody hates undead when you have a bunch of undead vassals, it's just what happens. Anyway, of course you can't reach this guy. He's just going to keep running, isn't he? Alright, fine. We will take Chiang. And we can probably auto-resolve this, both of you together. I prefer not to have to chase this guy around with Gorst, but if we have to, we have to. At least for a little bit. The main issue... I bet you can keep the Night Shroud, and I'll deal with that item later. The main issue is this. These guys will probably have an army ready to go here sooner rather than later, and we need to get back there before they do. Wonder which way Kugath will go. Would you be willing... Ooh. Goldtooth is starting to not like us. Once again, treaties with Awakened, Dreadfleet, and Pirates of Sartosa. But we gotta have their undead units. Huh. And pay you 1.8k gold to declare war on Kugath. You know what? I'll do that. It's worth it. And I would also like to take a look at some of the vassalage agreements. Ghosts of Pawash? Huh. Now that's interesting. Wait, maybe we shouldn't annoy these guys. Well... I was about to say we could probably vassalize them. The main issue is once we attack these guys, and we will. Oh, we'll see. We'll give it a try. Don's Harbor is relatively nice. I don't like that these are all... well, there's only a couple of yellow territories. We just gotta destroy Kairos either way. That hasn't changed, and probably will not change. Anyway, ignore the recruiters. Gorsty is where he needs to be, although I suppose we could move him closer to Kugath. Make sure that he has nowhere to run. Actually, Kugath attacking Saved would not be great, so just make sure that you block him off so that he... No.
My cruelty
Damn it.
knows no limits.
Our position was perfect, and then I screwed it up. Okay, there we go. Just gotta make sure that this guy can't get away. Alright, that's fine, and that looks like that's it for the moves. Alright, next up, buildings. Okay, we have one more turn until we have more vampires, unless I'm mistaken. No new vampires and no new banshees, unfortunately. I'll have to keep an eye on it. I need tier 4 upgrade. Okay, wait, this is critical, and I guess go for the Balefire Brazier here. The NS. Upgrade you, delete the Binding Circle, and get the Cursed Fit. No, you know what? Get the Ghost Fence up and running. We're not going to use it, but just in case. And remove the Invocation of Nagash and go into Repress Mortals. In fact, we could wait on these two and then start them next turn. I mean, I guess it won't make any difference either way. So just do it now. Why not? Alright, Ziflin, yes to the Red Pit, a no to the Mausoleum. Keep the Lodestone because it's giving us capacity, but we'll get rid of it later. Talaqua, and get those wretched farmstead up and running. We'll get defenses up at Gorcel because it's sort of way out there. Gisoro, we'll go for the Hunting Grounds, and we already have the Gibbet maxed out, and I'm gonna say at least temporarily go for the Corpse Pile, because we can't defend all the territory once the Bretonnians, the rest of the Bretonnians, declare war on us. Chiang, we will quickly build a Gibbet, or actually no, quickly build a military chain building, so that we can transfer it hopefully for vassalage of the western provinces. Flayed Rock, that's an important one. I guess we're going to go for Balefire Brazier. We have to contend with all of this frickin' Nurgle corruption, and you're gonna go for a Gibbet. I guess we could upgrade these for additional Necromancer. I think we'll hold off on it. Speaking of Necromancers, the other Necromancers, what do we have here? Ghoulish Physician and Mortuary Acumen. I've been really waiting for one that buffs zombies again. We haven't been getting one. Oh well. Not a big deal? Alright, that's good enough, I think, for now. More or less went through the list. Let's skip, and end the turn. We got 4 more turns of Confederation, about to be 3. And sooner rather than later, hopefully we can get Vlad on field. And of course our other army. There's still a fair few themed armies to go, but frankly every turn that we do without a battle means more turns to upgrade our territories, more turns to get tech up and running. And thus more turns to get access to units we don't currently have access to. Vladdy will want a defensive alliance. Oh wow, he's willing to pass a lot for this. But you know what? This is good. And the more he wants this, the more likelihood of us confederating him when we're ready. Keep him weak for now. Confederation, Bone Rattlers, and Drippin' Fangs are relevant to us. Ambusher discovered Morger. Yeah, we're gonna send some armies up here. And Luther landed. And please tell me we can reach the place. We can. Ooh, lucky. Alright, take the Deadhead Monoliths. I don't want to, like, trade him territories, which is what I want. Crone. Another student, but didn't go to anybody. Thanatologist. Oh, of all the... What was the likelihood of it actually being one of the ones that had a student? Ooh, hello. Assassination target. Yes, yes please, for the inevitable death. What's your chance of doing this? Still 56% chance of unsuccessful. Damn. He's only level 3 and you have a plus what? Like you have a plus 8% chance of this success, plus 6% of this, plus 10% of plus 10% additional from the research that we got. It's still not enough. Come on. Yeah, there you go. I mean, it didn't matter there wasn't enough, but I'd like to be able to get those blood kisses. Anyway, you, recruiter, trying to get us a nice blood dragon army up and running. There we go. That'll be the core of it until we can get, you know, more units. Also, we have... Okay, we'll take a look at the text after. Let's do the moves for now. Manny, you're going down to Kairos. Skip by Teclis for now. You can destroy him, I'm sure, but Kairos is going to use one of his irritating abilities, so why not? Why let him do so? Maybe attack his capital immediately? I wonder where Kairos himself is. Who's he at war with? Only the Ghost of Pawash. Interesting. Oh well, we'll hunt him down. Wilmar, you are ready to attack Moors here, and it looks like they're abandoning settlement because they know they won't win it. And obviously out of resolve. Fighting Blade, good, because we can turn it into something more useful. Take the Desolation of Nagash. And you know what? In true form, Desolation of Mannfred. Let's rename everything that that Nagash has touched to Mannfred's stuff. Anyway, Bathilda, can you reach Sump Pit? Yes. Let's see which Skaven are there. Is it Moors? It is Moors. Beautiful. Auto resolve. And oh my lord, the poor black coaches. Please don't tell me it had a plague. Okay, no plague, but that was extremely concerning for the moment. Alright, you know what? It looks like these guys aren't canceling the bloody agreement. I'm going to cancel it right now, since they're not doing it. Who knows? They don't end it in 10 turns, but, yeah. It's just too irritating. Having to wait to attack them. Not that we don't have other things to do, like move towards the... No. That's a Skaven plague. Alright, we're going to move this way, but not go directly for it. Until the plague is gone. And then we'll go this way. Until the plagues are gone, I should say. There's more than one. Alright, Steel Tech. Steel Tech. And Trifesket yet again. Did you do it? Yeah, did it. Yes. Well done, Assassin. Oh, I'll give them names next episode. Not a big deal. This gives us 6 Blood Kisses once again, which means Bloodlines. We're gonna go Lamia this time. Which gives us the reduction of 20% on missile weapon range, which will help us against the High Elves. And hello, a little army here. I should have sent Kadan this way because, well, it's a weak army, but it is one we have to contend with. Recruiter. Okay, you know what? I would like you to do 2 things. First of all, go here. You have the raised dead guy, right? You do not. Oh, I've been paying a lot to raise those dead. Go for the Gravedigger, and magic items... Wilhelm Wolfdrake. I don't even remember who that is. Take this for yourself. Use this, go into Necromantic Ritual, and we have... Huh. I didn't realize we got more capacity for Blood Dragon units. But anyway, go for... You know what, until we get black... We'll just... get as many black coaches as possible until we get more. Raise that. I'd like to see whether this recruiter can raise a blood dragon. No. It looks like we need over 5k. Is there anything nearby that was over 5k? No, Black Pyramid of Nagash is 4. Huh, no wait, this place isn't over 5k either. Oh, yes it is. There's 6.9k. I know that there's one here which is relatively... No, there's one here which is relatively close. If there isn't one in our own territory, it'll mean that we probably won't be able to... I'll have to ferry it over, which is kind of annoying. I wish that there was like an indicator on like the level or the tier of the... Like, you just put a little number icon on them. The max tier and whatnot. Yeah, but it doesn't look like it. Alright, fine. You can raise it then, and then we'll ferry it over because... Well, actually, how long would it take to build one? It's probably just ludicrously expensive, right? They can be built here. Maybe it would be faster to do that. Recruiter, go down here. And we can still check the Black Pyramid of Nagash just in case. Even though it's actually less, so there's very little likelihood that it'll be available here. I mean, the Blood Dragon Warriors, yeah, not available. That's fine. That's fine. And Ludwig, you've been waiting for another morbid curiosity. Damn, really gotta get some Witherers up and running. Go for the island. You got many an island to pick up, and you can grow in XP and stuff this way. Hall of True Silver will keep you more effective. Heavy Iron. And we'll send this guy to fight Skaven, or possibly even Elves, shortly. Just gotta get his army. Anyway, you...
Soon I'll be all-powerful.
It's cheap, but you have to stay here. You know, let's just stay here for now. And build the 2 border mercenaries. There we go. Living army is well underway. Which should be nice. Wilhelm of the Grim Banquet. You, sir, we're headed towards Black Iron Mine, but by the looks of it, we aren't fighting Rictus at the time, or at the right now, meaning I guess we'll move around and go to Black Crag. It'll probably mean at least a turn of attrition. Actually, here the attrition isn't there, so just go there. And then we'll deal with it. And I guess we'll have to send Kadan to hunt down Chant here, but that's fine. And Gustav Grigorovich, we also really need you to grab this place. And your army is more or less ready to go, minus the Mortis engines, but, well, good luck getting those. Huh, even in the 6K place, we do have capacity for at least one Mortis engine now, don't we? We just haven't been able to find a place that actually allows us to get one. Go figure. I just want to double check. Okay, where did I build those? Oh, no, next turn. Mortis engine and Terrorgeist. Alright, meaning, this guy's probably gonna have to raise them as well since it's the nearest place, meaning you're gonna go to him and ferry that stuff after all. Fair enough. Frederick. We could have you fight these guys, but at the same time, if we're probably going to fight the lizards anyway, start moving this way. Lizards and Teclis, I mean. Plus, I'd like to see how effective you are with your new and improved army. And what we'll also want to do is get another Tech Thief up and running. We'll do one here. Necromancer, Morbid Curiosity, and we'll quickly do Specialist, Assault Units, Wound, Steel Tech, organized into, I guess, Quell. We'll do Boost Income later, probably not even going to bother with it. And why did I go for Potent? Alright, own armies in region. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, and then you can be, let's get another one of the names from the list, Brains. Lovely. Alright, and I'll deal with the Necros levels and their corpse carts and whatnot between the episodes. Is there any potential fight that we have right now? I would really love for there to be one. Red Duke, maybe? What do we have here? Aha! Would they run or would they fight? Ooh, paravon has nice defenders. I think we can just reach them if we desire to do so. Are you healed up? We wouldn't be able to just reach them, well, maybe we wait the turn. I want to transfer the Blood Knights to him. Alright, transfer the Blood Knights to him. I'll lose the Black Knights with Lances and Barding, which were taking the place of the Blood Knights. Because they have Lances. Makes sense? Yes. That's totally why I did that. Let's move you up and then we'll attack next turn. Hopefully they won't run. We are at war with these guys after all, and hey, the Feint... Oh. Is she gonna go for Musion? What's she doing? Is she at war with... Oh, she's also at war with the Greenskins. Well, it does mean we can't delete you as yet, but we do have Kemmler up in 2 turns. Alright, stay here. Need to react to anybody moving to attack us. Life Subtractor, going away the Empire. Any other armies? Gorsty. Wait, where did he not move? I think he didn't move. Pretty critical failure. Oh, Life Subtractor, come on, man. Gorsty, go after Kugath. Should be able to destroy him now. Hopefully. Hopefully the Auto Resolve won't screw us again. And he'll run towards... but not quite get to Greasy. Alright, let's give this a try. We don't need to or want to fight this again. Alright. This seems like a quick little manual fight because the game doesn't want to let us do this. Alright, fine. No big deal. We'll do this manually real quick. Of course, we'll still take bombardment damage from him, but it's not concerning enough to be concerning. He does have a choke point this time. Hey, it would have been a lot better for him if he had that choke point when we originally attacked him. As the likelihood of him being able to do or pull this off would have been a lot better. And we would have had to ball up a lot more for the bombardment by the Soul Grinders and by Kugath himself. Granted, that's still the case here, and we only have 2 rather than 4 of our... let's go this way. Let's go this way to avoid some of the fire. We only have 2 out of the 4 of our Vargulfs, which once again aren't staying in this army, but they've been pretty valuable so far. You know, let's do 3 by 3 because we actually have to move through the choke point, and we have to be relatively near to Gorse to still get his heals, so there's that. You guys can go around, you guys can go around, you guys can go around. Gorsty in the middle of all this. Alright, you can be group 1, and you guys can be group 2, and I believe that's it. Start battle. And stay together. Move. Speed it up to max and wait your turn. Alright, Kugath is moving, but this is a long time we're able to advance without getting hit. And okay, watch. Ooh, are those death's heads? No, okay, that's just the soul grinder firing away. There we go, starting to take damage now. But we've already seen the way this looks like, so yeah. Alright, I'll let you all move here. And tie up. Wait, slow back down now. Alright, time to tie up as many units as possible. Alright, good. Gorsty, just make sure you're in the middle of all this, and they're all landing upon you, but that's just fine. Let's get you to summon a raised dead here. Fast as you can, and Vargolf's time to go. Go after the flyers here. Everybody else, just keep on blobbing. It's all fine. Alright, Gorsty's starting to take damage. Activate that Helm of Discord and buff, well, I guess heal everybody up. He'll be fine. It's an irrelevant amount of damage, and interestingly, the Soul Grinder's not attacking here. Alright, you guys go forward. Alright, how you doing, Gorsty? And did you get that summon up and running? Yes, the Soul Grinder is down. Unfortunately, Kugath has managed to block off the zombies here. And now, I guess we just watch the action. It's not quite a cinematic, a pseudo-cinematic perhaps, but the zombie battles generally tend to run long, and thus, well, we gotta watch them. Damn, look at all those zombies go down with a single blast from Kugath. You want to increase the attack of one of the Vargolfs, Fluffy and Mittens? Either one. Looks like the rot flies are nearly done. I'd like you all to move forward and, well, I'll take the plague toads. Alright, how we doing here? Doggos move around. Knights, well, we'll need to go after the Soul Grinder. Probably sacrifice the ghouls or something, but man, why are these guys standing still? I'm not sure. Just to run around them then, whatever. If that's the way Kugath wants to play it, that's his problem. Alright, you guys keep moving forward. Zombies, hey. Keep clustering, keep moving forward. Everybody. And you two, start taking on those toads. We will have 3 seconds until another summon is available to us. Alright, doggos. Help attacking the Soul Grinders. Probably won't do too much damage to it, but gotta control a little bit, and alright, the Knights charge and back off. The good thing about the doggos is a lot of them can attack at the same time because they're smaller models. Knights, take care of this. Frankly, we don't really care about those Knights surviving because they're not supposed to stay in this army anyway. Fluffy and Mittens, go after the Soul Grinder now. The Zombos, keep mobbing everything else, and Gorsty, you can help. Maybe summon another unit of dead here, and maybe get another heal going on the damaged or the most damaged unit. Let's say, I don't know, zombies. Alright, Knight's doing reasonably okay against the beasts and Nurgle there. These guys are generally doing fairly okay. They'll take massive damage, I'm sure, but it hardly matters. Damage to pretty much nothing in this army really matters. Alright, how are Fluffy and Mittens doing? Go after those rot flies. I'd like them gone ASAP so that we can mob the rest of these guys. And let's watch a little bit more of the action. And by action, I mostly mean zombies getting obliterated by stuff, but that's just fine. And is Kugath still... he still has plenty of ammunition. One of our doggos is melting, but they were probably not supposed to stay in this army anyway. I could back them off. Maybe they'll survive. And then one of the Knights will go after the Soul Grinder, and the other one, together with the ghouls, will continue fighting out here. You guys go and attack this way, and start mobbing that Soul Grinder now. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. And go. Oh, you can get another set of zombies and go in the way Kugath with it, and debuff the Soul Grinder. Like so, while the doggos head out this way. Oh, it looks like some plague toads are moving towards us. These guys are still looking relatively okay, surprisingly. Move away from the plague toad so that they don't kill you, and I don't think we can heal you from here. Just out of range, eh? Try to move in to help. Summon units of zombies, attack, and Soul Grinder will probably get killed by Fluffy and Mittens eventually. Probably shouldn't move the blob, but it also hardly matters. Alright. Back to the action, such as it is. Mostly the Vargolf's doing the work, but while that's generally been true of this army so far, at least until we can get those rotting leviathans in here, and just for fun. Ooh, that reminds me, I gotta try to take a look at what we have in the outposts. Let's see if we got more outpost stuff available. Alright, you guys are okay now. Is Kugeth gonna attack you? Nah, he's surrounded by zombies now. We good. We good. Do we need more mana? We can activate the Liber Noctis again. And, oh, the zombies are gone. Well, keep mobbing Kugeth. In fact, everybody mob Kugeth now. How are we doing out here? Well, surviving. We can't reach these guys for a heal, can we? I wonder how close we'd have to be. Wait. Actually not too far, but I think... Not too far, but too far. Where are you guys going? Did I not tell him to mob Kugeth? What the heck? Whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe I misclicked. Whoops. Doggos move around. Gorsty, get ready to heal up. I'd say both doggos. And have them both attack the plague... No, plague toads. Just the speed matters up again. Alright. Time to go after Kugeth for both of you. And looks like these beasts of Nurgle might not actually survive against the Black Knights. They've killed off many of them. But it'll be just fine by the looks of it. Ooh, and after this battle is over, we'll be able to see whether we can get that vassalage going. Yeah, one of the Black Knights is melting. Back it off, I guess. Maybe we can heal it up. Just once again, principle of the thing. And let's debuff everybody here. Looks like one of the Vargovs is attacking Kugeth, and it's gonna take some work through. We have more zombies than Kugeth has Nurglings, which is fairly amusing as well. Now, speaking of Nurglings, he summons his infested Nurglings as well, which have 0 melee attack. Well, they got debuffed by the Helm of Discord here. Hey, how we doing? Still alive, eh? And Knights, oh, just let him melt away. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Probably could have not bothered with it, and okay, you guys need to be attacking Kugeth like so. All of you, all the zombies, everything, and I guess we can heal up one of the zombie units. Alright, and yeah, I spoke too soon about those beasts of Nurgles. They're still holding on. Try to give them a charge. If we could just force them into banishment. You know what? Doggos, move this way. I think you're going to need to help out with this because these guys have just failed on the flanks. And yes, I could have backed them off at any time, but, you know, no real need. Alright, Doggos, go surround and kill off that Soul Grinder. And yes, looks like the charge of the Black Knights forced the Beasts of Nurgle to melt away. Doggos, surround the Soul Grinder and see how much damage you can dish out to it. And there we go. It's a lot of little doggos attacking at the same time. Frankly, if we had the plus 10 armor-piercing damage that these guys get when a lord that buffs them leads them, they probably could have torn these things to shreds, just by virtue of the sheer amount of them attacking. You can see the HP dropping fairly quickly. It's just that these guys are so fragile, they'll drop fairly quickly as well. Gorsty has stopped moving. Kugeth is still kind of moving around weirdly. And the Black Knights have... they finished that unit off. The Soul Grinder is melting away now as well. It's trying to use its mass to escape, but where are you going to escape? You're in banishment. That's just not gonna work out. We got armor piercing on the lances as well. If they can move through some of the doggos, they'll be able to dish out a little bit more damage, a little bit quicker. Beautiful. Alright, you guys can charge the Nurglings, I guess. And now it's just a matter of time, but Kugeth's gonna take so long to kill off, I'm just gonna speed through this, because obviously we've already seen this happen to him once. Oh, and the demons better not get reforged, all of them, all of the good ones. I wouldn't be surprised, but it would be slightly annoying. Alright, keep going. Is he gonna summon more Nurglings on field? I can't believe that he is refusing to break here. At least the first time we fought, he broke. I'm kind of regretting not just getting the other army to move in and auto-resolving this. Melt, please, Kugeth. Thank you. Alright. Not a close victory by any means, other than the completely necessarily sacrificed units that we weren't looking to continue using here anyway. Although, on the other hand, I suppose we could give them to the other army. Distinct possibility. Alright, let's see whether we can vassalize the Western provinces. I really, if nothing else, want war drums and... just mostly war drums. But also the idea kind of amuses me. And there's several armies that would very much warrant the buffs that the drums can offer. Alright, Kugath will go down and not reforged this time around. We will... our Black Knight survived, lovely. We'll take the money again, because we always need the cash. And we're good. Alright, you are going to march stance, move down here. Saved, you're going to go forward. We are going to try to move this way as well. Chiang, let's see how much you're worth to these guys. And whether it can counteract how much they hate us right now. Scroll of Shielding. Yo. Trade settlement, Chiang is worth not quite enough for a vassalage, but if we join war against Clanish, and it will be, and it's not like Clanish is of any kind of threat to us. Oh, I need to give him 709 gold. Sure. And there we go, and with that, the Western Provinces are ours. They will still hate on the Awakening the Dreadfleet and all that, but I'm pretty happy about that. We are immediately going to build your outpost at Hanyu Port, I guess, which also has that war drum. And they have artillery. Ooh, much better artillery than we've had to deal with like the rocket batteries and frankly the Cathian cannons. Much better artillery than we've had to use so far. Although now that we have deck gunners, we have something a little bit nicer. Anyway, this recruiter... I guess you can move north because we're going to be fighting in the north with you. Huh. Depending on if, well, do we want to wipe out these wood elves? I don't know, we'll see. They're kind of starting to like us again, even after we killed a bunch of their heroes just because we could. And they have another hero up and running. Could be a permanent blood farm. I will think on it. You, try to assassinate Skulk, please. Or anybody you can, really. Aha! Alchemist Spark, another potential hero to assassinate. Aha! Another assassination success. Well done, assassin. Finally, now the blood kisses are flowing. And let's see what we got down here. Cadaver Haver, another assassin leveled up to specialist. Oh, let's get those heroes heroing. We could block the army, but oh wait, no, you can't block armies. I guess they're just staying at Aquitaine then. They're looking to claim Aquitaine, but we probably want the Bordelot Harbor for ourselves, so probably not going to let that happen. Brain Collector, you've moved. Techromancer, okay, I knew it was somebody around here, but I didn't know who. Oh! Who the heck destroyed Brienne? Was it the... Morgar, maybe? We saw him sort of do something. We had an announcement that his ambush failed or whatever, so I guess it was Morgar. Go figure. Alright, well, that's fine. Transfusion agent. Keep annoying Kugath. Although he is mightily annoyed at this point, I'm sure, but we still gotta get those Dragon Isles. Body Snatcher. You have run out of Skaven to annoy here, so you're going to move up here. And I guess we'll send Copyright Infringement up to Doc Karaz. It's about time that we take Galbaraz as well, which has finally reached Tier 4, meaning we can occupy it at Tier 3 and immediately get the Ruins of Morcaine. You two. Yeah, you're not gonna... yeah. No point in doing so. Are we at war with Valanduil? Kinda. Sorta. You know what, I think we just return these guys' armies. I don't want to continue moving them around. Yeah, we could attack Alberic, but 4 turns, and by then, probably better to sail a proper army over here. Alright, let's do this. March stands here, and March stands here, and we'll return both of them. Return, and return. I wonder if that causes them to trespass. Well, that's their problem as well. Oh, Statutory Lich, since I did not move you, let's try that again.
Raise it to the ground.
And failure, come on, man, come on. Alright, and that's it for those guys. Wilhelm Wolfdrake, you're... well, you were stuck here. And you're either going to function as another recruiter... wait, we were able to raise Hex Wraiths here. Huh. Let's see, wait. What's the likelihood that we can raise a... Blood Dragon Ray. Ah, we can raise a Blood Dragon Warrior here. Perfect. Alright, I guess we'll do so next turn. So you stay out here, keep the zombies, they basically cost nothing, and the rest of this is fine. And I believe we're good to go, yes? As in to end the turn, minus the building, and the potential for diplomacy. Anything useful to us. We do have the Knights of Kaldor really want to trade now, and Teclis does as well. His aversion to us isn't actually all that high. Huh. Maybe we should stop annoying Zlatlan and just get Teclis as a friend and just kill Kairos. There's a few high elf units that we could maybe use. And we can't keep friendly with Calidor. Oh, they do have some good stuff, though. I will think about it. Frankly, we could probably vassalize the Order of Lore Masters by capturing Dawn's Light and gifting it to them. They don't like us a crazy amount now, but if we level it up, it's a distinct possibility. Zlatlan will be a problem, especially if we keep stealing their tech and killing their heroes, though. You guys let me know what you think. Might be fun. And just be essentially missing out on his defeat rate. Anyway, what were we going to go for next? We could just finish this tree and get dust to dust. More post-battle chance of stealing. You know what, though? Our ghostly units need to start moving and fighting, which means we gotta max them out, so let's do that. And we'll do Graveguard after. Building. You know what? We've had a lot of admin in this episode, so I think what I'll do is I'll deal with the admin between the episodes next turn. Ooh, another vampire. Sharpened Fangs, Infamous, and Insatiable. Okay, neither one of the things we want, so we'll actually have to wait for the next vampire. I want another one of those Dark Benediction ones. What about... Wait, do we have any new Banshees? No, White Kings? No, alright, so... Skip, let's just end the turn. Who knows? Maybe we could get another battle going. Kugath, you want peace now, huh? I mean, it's not like he declared war on us, but... well, he has to suffer anyway, let's say. Chiraflesh is going to attack... Oh, I presume... Oh, one of the bats will die? What about if we do this? No, that does nothing. Fine, put it on you. I just auto-resolve it. Whatever, we'll just raise another bat, it's too annoying. And, ooh, this turn we should be able to get our first Mortis engine, well, other than the Claw of Nagash and Mannfred's army, and our first Terrorgeist, so that we'll obviously have to tote around, but that's fine. Just have to figure out where we want to put the Mortis engine. Frankly, I'm inclined to say first Mortis engine has to go to Bathilda. She deserves it, she's earned it. Oh, you stopped our recruitment. Just die. Alright. And Corrupted by Nurgle, again. Okay. Ally begins outpost construction, enemy killed in battle, Scepter of Stability, another other Trickster's Shard. Settlement besieged Karakazgal, not for long, as in not anymore. Ready for duty, faction destroyed, clan Moors. Sorry, Moors. And there we go, 10,000 units killed, so we got experience level ups, which will be great for our new armies. Just out of curiosity, can you raise a Terrorgeist here? Yes, you can. We only have one capacity, but that's on the rise. And... we can actually raise 2 Mortis engines here. We just don't have the capacity to do so yet. But that's good to see. We just gotta get into the ritual. Frankly, we could probably do it right now, but anyway, I'll deal with it between the episodes. Let's see if there's a fight to be had. Manny, first of all. Ignoring Techless for now. I'd like to land a Dawn's Lair. Arabian Arms, maybe help out with the auto-resolve a teensy bit, and go right beside Dawn's Landing. And you are currently at war with the Ghosts of Pawash. We will join your war against the Oracles of Tzeentch. Likelihood of vassalage is decent as well. You know what? Do the trade agreement to the non-aggression pact. We could destroy other lizards, but maybe... I mean... Lizards hate they hate chaos more than they hate undead. We'll see how our other friends... Wait. He doesn't seem to hate on us for being friends with the Awakened. Oh. No, we can't do it. Minus 100 aversion. Yeah. Well, darn. We'll still join their war, but we can't do trade with them because all of our allies will just hate us. And we can't have the Vampire Coast moving away. Sounds like quick little auto-resolve, minimal damage, and occupy, and... it has a port. Damn, can't build a military building, just out of curiosity, though. Dawn's Light, was it? 31, okay, we'll try to get it up to tier 3 with a couple of military chain buildings, and then maybe that'll allow us to do it. In fact, well, 400 gold, still collect the income. Alright, battles. The battle potential here is for the Red Duke to attack Paravon. Looks like they have left the settlement. So I guess that means it'll be a siege battle. You know what? That's fine by me. Red Duke, you have the Unliving Host maxed out. What's next you need is cavalry. Not Carriages of Death, but Waking Dead. Right? Black Knights and Blood Knights, which you will have both of. And I guess we could get you Magical Animus. Still want one of these, but Magical Animus. Looks like we're gonna have to go up the walls with our Graveguard, which should be pretty interesting. You can get Loyalty Never Ending, Mr. Engelbert. And Caspar, you can get... Emergency Wind of Death for this, maybe? Just in case, you know what? Let's get double Wind of Death and double Danse Macabre. Alright, you. Head into Vampiric Channeling, I guess. Besiege Paravon. After Brain Collector steals tech. Beautiful. Alright, Pyrrhic Victory, you say. Should be a pretty fun time. Just a matter of working through that gate and then destroying the enemy. If we take sufficient damage, we will be also in danger of other enemies attacking us, which will keep it interesting. Go. Alrighty, here we go. The Red Duke's conquest of Bretonnia begins once more. He's been waiting, I'm sure. And, well, we just had to have Manny at the helm in order for him to do so. And with gusto, should be pretty fun. We're going to storm the enemy settlement. We're going to send our Graveguard up on top of the walls. And you know what? We're going to keep this particular battle as fun as we can. What we are not going to do is we're not going to summon piles of zombies on the enemy artillery or on the enemy bows, and we'll see how well we can weather the storm of artillery and arrow fire. Anyway, the Red Duke has begun on top of the wall, where he can take care of some wood elves apparently, as well as some foot squires. And, okay, I'm not sure what that artillery piece was aiming at. I guess it was trying to go after our Blood Knights. And yes, the Blood Knights. This is the debut battle of our very first unit of Blood Knights. The first of many, rest assured. We just got to get more territories up to tier 4 so that we can build the Vampire Crypts and start building these guys in decent numbers. X-Rates may be my favorite unit in the game, but Blood Knights are very, very, very close to them. Alright, and it's gonna be a while working on this gate, but not to worry. If the enemy wants to blob up like this, we will drop a few damaging spells. Since we're not going to be obliterating the enemy, our artillery and all that stuff, we're going to use magic artillery of our own by casting damaging spells, which I generally avoid just because I like to see units fight. Not always, of course, but I try to avoid going a little bit. I try to avoid going too hard on the spell work. At least most of the time. Some of the time, it's way too fun to do. So for those of you that watched the Imric campaign, you may remember the absolute insane shenanigans from Feodin and Michaela, our two legendary mages from that campaign. And just the kill counts and the death counts that we got in that campaign were absolutely insane. But anyway, for now, the Blood Knights are... I really wish you could get the camera into the gates like this. It would be such a cool view, or at least there should be like a special sort of thing that allows you to move in the gate and just like look from within the gate as a separate sort of camera, I guess. But oh well, surprisingly decent accuracy on those trebuchets as well, firing through an open gate to only hit our Blood Knights. But all good. In the meantime, our Graveguard are making their way up the walls. Of course, they are eating many an arrow, and by the looks of it, many a hit from the enemy Field Trebuchet, or Blessed Field Trebuchet as well. And the Blessed Field Trebs do armor-piercing magical damage, and that should certainly be scary to our Graveguard, even with the heavy armor that they have with the buffs from the Red Duke. That said, they are still Graveguard, and I'd be willing to bet that they can take care of the enemy foot squires here. Even tired as they are from climbing the wall. Actually, wait, active. Not fading now, there we go. Alright, and it's Great Sword versus Great Weapon, our sort of rusty barrow blades against the I'd say decent, probably, metalwork on the foot squire's weaponry. Probably not as decent as those weapons given to knights, like questing knights and stuff, but foot squires are peasants after all. All right, and regardless of whether they win against the Graveguard or not, they would never have become knights anyway, because it's all a lie. Alrighty, and the men-at-arms are dropping rather quickly. The great weapon foot squires are taking a little bit longer, but they're also not having a great time against the Graveguard, who are still looking pretty okay. Van Hel's Danse Macabre is helping them out quite a bit by massively bumping their melee attack, and it looks like the gate is at last broken, which means Blood Knights are now here to be led by the Red Duke and by the White King here. I almost said Lead Duke. If we ever make a character that leads a bunch of, like, Pistoliers or something, that can be the Lead Duke. Alright, Knights of the Realm versus Blood Knights. Not a great matchup for the Knights of the Realm. In fact, a terrible matchup for the Knights of the Realm. Questing Knights would have been a lot better with their armor piercing, but still would have lost to Blood Knights. Grail Knights would be the only way to go if they wanted to defend against this. Alright, and how are our stats looking on those Blood Knights so far? 198 kills to their names and very solid stats all around. Area attack 67-68 with the units around, massive armor, solid shields, etc. Just gotta wait until we get a few more of them on the field, and our Blood Dragon army as well, which we're working on. Can't wait. And yes, as per one of the comments, we will name the commander of our actual Ordo Draconis army, Wallach Harkin. And yeah, definitely reminds me of that playthrough through the Blood Dragons mod, an absolutely fantastic mod with pretty insane production values, like shockingly good quality. I do hope or wish that they do eventually modify it to some degree, like make a version of it where essentially the stats are brought down to a sort of more normal levels. Like, you don't necessarily need to make the units weaker, you can like reduce their numbers significantly and stuff like that, because the units in that mod are so ridiculously strong that they're insanely imbalanced compared to regular units, but that's why in the mod you have other modded units acting as your enemies, which are also insanely strong, like the Dusk Raiders and other such things. I'd love to have Abarash, my favorite character in all of Warhammer, available in SFO at all times. And I do mean favorite character in all of Warhammer, including 40k as well. Nobody quite holds a candle to Abarash. But anyway, we continue to fight. The Blood Dragons now working together, or Blood Knights rather, working together with the Great Weapon and Halberd Graveguard, and fighting Questing Knights and Knights of the Realm alike. And I'm pretty sure the Red Duke is in here somewhere as well. Kind of hard to tell. There he is. He is more surrounded by enemies than the rest of our units are. And is still engaged with the brawl, and as promised, we have not attacked any of the enemy ranged units, and we have not attacked the enemy blessed field trebuchets, their artillery, just doing this the old-fashioned way. Stormed the walls, stormed through the gate, and are now working on the enemies. Paladins, of course, very difficult to bring down, but with Paladins surrounded by halberds and great weapons, it should go down over time. Only the one kill so far, right? That's surprising. I guess it's hard to work through all that HP and armor, especially when we just keep all that healing up and running. And in the same situation over on the right side, in fact there was a paladin here, but it got surrounded and destroyed, and now these guys will move towards the enemy platform, which is done for, and with the platform gone, the halberds will be able to move forward. And there we go. The balance of power is at about 90% in our favor. Now the Blood Knights have looped around and have gone for additional units. And just so that they're not stuck in the mass of other units and can fight on their own. They are still taking massive amounts of arrow fire like they have been the entire battle, but so has our entire army, and it's not stopping them at all. Ooh, I like seeing the little the arrows flying over the palisades like that. That's pretty cute. Mounted yeomen, you best run. Some field trebuchets actually hitting their own units that time around. A few more men-at-arms with halberds this time, or polearms, I believe. We'll move in to try to block off the Blood Knights, but that's not going to happen. These guys may be Lancers, and generally you want Lance Knights to counter-charge or to cycle-charge rather than stay in combat like Sword and Board Knights are capable of doing, but the Blood Knights don't really need to do that. Sure, they can be effective in doing so, but they're so tanky they can fight with the Lances. Alright, and by the looks of it, the battle is nearly ours. The enemy getting hit from every direction. The Black Knights have also made it into the enemy settlement looking to run down whatever foes they can find. Now those platforms are no longer blocking them. Granted, the Blood Knights stole their thunder a little bit in this particular battle, but, well, they're Blood Knights. It's as it should be. Alright, and at last we've left them for a long time, but it's time to destroy those units of those archers and trebuchets. And just as the enemy realizes what is happening, they will give it up, and the battle will be ours. Very, very nice. Ah, what a fun fight. And we were able to do it while taking hits the entire time. Made it a lot more cinematic with all those arrows and stuff flying as well. Beautiful work from the Red Duke, and I expect further great things to come as we continue buffing up and building up his army. Alright, there we are. Very, very nice fight, taking the settlement by storm and purposely not destroying the enemy artillery piece to allow it to fire on us for the entire time. Kept it a little bit more interesting. Plus, all of the enemy range units were firing at us the entire time, but that was a pretty good showcase how big of a difference the armor on all of our units makes. We're a Grave Guard up at, I don't know what it was, 115 armor, whatever the Red Duke gives them. Very much resistant to the, by and large, non-armor piercing arrow fire from the enemy army, with a little bit of few of them armor piercing. Otherwise, our debut for the Blood Knights had them get 361 kills and 37k damage. Very, very solid. Black Knights didn't really participate all that much, but there was just not enough space. Because we didn't have access to Raise Dead, we were able to use, well, not able, but decided to use several Winds of Death, which mowed down peasants like nobody's business, giving our Necro here 846 kills and 112,000 damage. Very, very nice. A really fun battle, definitely worth fighting, and a free Castle Paravon out of it. You know what, keep the Mausoleum for now, just because we have Kemmler coming up soon, and I don't know exactly what we're going to build with him. We'll have to see what his traits are in the current version of SFO. For now, just give it for yourself. Alrighty. Now, I don't imagine there's any more close-by battles, at least I doubt it, or at least I doubt that there are any worth fighting. Yeah, this is auto-resolvable, and we will... Nah, take the money again. Oh, we can heal up, and yeah, we should really get a couple of those seagoing armies going just to pick up all of the islands. Gotta get units in there that aren't liable to get ripped apart by auto-resolve, so maybe just Graveguard and Crypt Horrors, but that feels like it'll be a little bit too expensive. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, you're going to return to Kofar. Anyway, I don't believe that there's any battles to be had in the rest of this turn, so I'm going to take care of the rest of the admin in between the episodes this time around with all that stuff, and then we'll continue next time. The goal for next time will be to wipe out Kugat's faction for good, maybe turn our eyes upon the upon Imric and the Chaos Dwarfs here, as we will have to wipe them out. We do also want to... Oh, wow. The northern provinces don't like us much by the looks of it. Interestingly enough, the Dissenter Lords of Jinshan love us. The northern provinces hate us. It's kind of curious, but doesn't mean we won't be able to vassalize them. As long as we get access to some Cathan units, I'll be very happy. Oh, decent likelihood we'll have to fight Balthazar Gelt as well, and you know what? As the sort of end game of this campaign, we will be turning upon the Empire proper, and, well, we could do so from various directions here, and then wipe out their presence here, and maybe even send a Lord Telestria to make sure that Wolfheart isn't alive, assuming that he is still alive out there somewhere. Anyway, more vamps to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below if you've been enjoying the longer episodes. I believe I got one more episode until we can lower the threshold, just barely maintaining that streak so far, but still maintaining it, which is great. Yeah, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.